Welcome to today's live on Lunasa and on the astrological configurations that are going on at the moment. Apologies to those of you who are hoping to get a moon meditation on the full moon. I did do it, but for some reason the live disappeared. So this time, belt and braces, I've actually got my computer recording this as I do it, so that if the live does go wrong, I can put the video of it up. And good morning, Marilyn. Marilyn was with me last Wednesday, or on Wednesday, and so she is the living proof that I was there on Wednesday, and it was just that the video disappeared. So today what we're going to be talking about, as I say, is two things. It's the 1st of August today, and that is Lunasa or Lammas, and this very extraordinary, rare astrological configuration that we've got going on at the moment is still around. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to do a meditation which combined these two energies. Good morning, Sophie. So that's what we're doing. So a little bit of setup. Let's talk first about Lunasa or Lammas. They're slightly different. Lunasa is the Celtic, the Irish tradition, and Lammas is more the Anglo-Saxon Christian tradition. With Lunasa, and you'll see it spelled in many different ways, it was said to be festivities originated by the god Lu, who was a sun god, on the death of his foster mother. And it's all about it's a time of sacrifice, because it's the time of the first harvest, and it's a very deceptive time because the earth is warm. God, the earth is warm at the moment, but the earth is still warm in the northern hemisphere, and the days are still bright and light. But we are now halfway between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. The days are getting shorter, so aloha Valerie. So the sense is that we are in, it's almost a period where we fool ourselves because things are drawing in. It's also a time of sacrifice because the land is sacrificing its fruits for us, and we put in a lot of effort and time, and we also sacrifice in that way. So it's a time of sacrifice, but it's also a time of gratitude, because this is the time when we start to reap the fruits of whatever we've been doing, both from an agricultural perspective and a spiritual and metaphysical perspective. We're reaping the fruits of whatever we started to conceive back in the winter. We started to think about and plan and start to plant and put into place, and we're now starting to reap those fruits. And it is a time of fruitfulness. I just picked my first blackberries last week, which is extraordinary, and they were beautiful. And if you go around the hedgerows, you'll see various fruits coming. And I mean, a lot of the farmers are having to harvest much earlier than they thought because of the weather. But this is a time of fruitfulness and gratitude, and it's yeah, and also sacrifice. And it's also in traditional times, it was a time of community. It's when the community came together, because you'd harvesting traditionally. Nowadays you have a man or woman in a combine harvester, but back in the day it was a very communal effort. People came together and worked together. So that's the Lunasa tradition. The Lammas tradition, slightly different, but the Lammas tradition was you would take the grain, the first cut grain, and make the first loaf with the first cut of grain, and you'd take that loaf to church, basically giving it back to God. But there's still that idea of gratitude, and it was a communal thing. It was a festive thing. So yeah, this sense of this is an important time, and it's an opportunity to reflect on what's gone well. What was it that you planned or set in chain earlier in the year, so January, February time particularly, and that is now coming to fruition. And you can evaluate Was your planting and harvesting, did it turn out well, or did it turn out not so well? And if it turned out not so well, how might you do it differently next year? So that's the Lammas Lunasa side. And then if we look at this astrological side, this basket or cradle that there is in the sky, you know, if we think about the fact that you or I am here at this moment in time, I forget what the probability is, but it's 1,000,000 or billion to 1 probability that in this form you or I would be here at this moment in time. It's remarkable that we ever got here. And this particular setup in the sky at the moment, this astronomical setup, because it is astronomical, is also a very, very rare event. It almost never happens, because you've got 4 of the big outer planets, the big planets, including the gas giants. You've got 4 planets in this very particular configuration where they're all kind of in relationship with one another, different relationships with one another, and it creates like a basket. And the French astrologer who first wrote about it extensively, he was a modern astrology. He predicted all sorts of fascinating things, but what he said was this would be a very significant time for the world, a time of change, significant change, because, as I say, you've got Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto all in this particular relationship to one another, and it's not going to go away soon. It will change a little in August. Jupiter's faster moving than the others. Jupiter will be on the move. Or is on the move. They're all on the move. They're always on the move. But you've got this sense of old structures being outgrown, new directions becoming visible, and rather than reacting or resisting, then it's an opportunity for us to participate and really join in, consciously join in. So what's also happening is the moon's moved on from Wednesday. So what I might have talked about on Wednesday as far as the moon is concerned is no longer relevant or true. But the sun is still sitting next to Jupiter. So you've got this very expansive energy. The sun and Jupiter both very expansive energy. You've got quite a masculine energy. Jupiter was the king of the gods, and the sun is regarded as the masculine, to the moon's feminine. So you've got that going on. You've also got there's quite a bit of masculine feminine tension. That's the word I'm looking for. So you've got Mars, and which is the masculine. Mars is the planet of war, among other things, but it's the masculine, the planet of the masculine, and Venus, which is the planet of love and beauty, and sort of the more feminine. They are in a tense astronomical configuration. So you've got a tension between the masculine and the feminine, and you've also got it elsewhere between Neptune and Pluto in this kind of basket thing. So you might be experiencing conflicts around relationships. One of the things that a lot of the astrologers talk about is that when you get this kind of tension, and there's another tension in the whole basket. It's a time where you might experience issues. The world might experience issues around distribution of wealth. So not just wealth, but how wealth is distributed. So there's all sorts of extraordinary things going on. But I think the highlights are, and what the common things across both the fact that it's Lammas Lunasa and the fact of this basket, this astronomical basket, There's a lot around celebration. We're celebrating the harvest, and there's a lot to celebrate, particularly with the Sun and Jupiter in their relationship at the moment. Ask the questions about abundance and wealth and power. Who benefits from the harvest? How is the harvest distributed? It may be associated with new ideas, new technology, new spiritual understanding, because Pluto is in this mix. Neptune, which is particularly to do with spirituality. Neptune is in this mix, and Pluto's to do with the depth. Collective change, that's very Plutonian. Oh yeah, Mercury. Mercury is back on track. Mercury is no longer retrograde, so you can sign all your contracts. But there's something about the relationship between Mercury and Saturn at the moment, where being careful around your communication, and the moon is waning. And the waning moon is always associated with grief and surrender, as is this time of Lunasa, because we are surrendering, we are grieving that we are moving. It's the end of summer. We're moving into a different dimension. So those are the sorts of energies that we've got going on. All that having been said, let's get into the meditation, and I'll just see if anyone else is there who I need to say to go. No, we're good. Okay. All right. So let's get into the meditation. We'll start with some heart breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So in we go. In, out. 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 And just making sure that you're really comfortable. Just adjust whatever you need. Adjust yourself in whatever you need, where you need to adjust to be comfortable. In, out. And we'll do 3 more of those. In, out. In, out. In, out. In. I've lost count. With that. All right, so take yourself to that happy place. Just allow yourself, with the power of your imagination, to connect with your happy place where you feel safe, where you feel just connected. So connect with that. And as you connect with that, then just feel your way into it. And it may be that it's your garden. It may be physically you're in your garden or by the beach. Maybe physically you are in a happy place. Or it may be that it's the power of your mind, and it takes you to a wood or a forest, by the water, lake, ocean, river, a field, and an open space, a meadow, up a mountain, or down in the valley. Wherever it is, take yourself to that happy space. And when you get to that happy space, just take a moment to really connect. Just connect with the planet, connect with the land. So whether you're sitting or standing or lying, imagine tree roots going out from your feet, maybe your bottom, down into the maybe your back, down into the ground, and really connecting with the earth energy. That's the energy of strength and nourishment, particularly relevant at this time of harvest, of Lunasa, of Lammas. The earth nourishes us, she sustains us. She gives us foundation and stability and groundedness. So connecting with all of that. And as you connect with all of that, also connect with the sun, still in its power. It's declining a little, but it's still in its power. And connect with the sun, the masculine, and with Jupiter right by the sun, and the expansion and the growth and the sense of adventure that comes with Jupiter. Innovation, expansion, imagination. Just connect with all those energies. And as you connect with those energies, particularly the energy of Jupiter, Jupiter lights up, or triggers, if you like, the basket at the moment. The energies of the basket. So, in the basket, or the cradle, and Lunasa, as you reflect on the year, what you may have planted back at the beginning of the year, in the time of winter, metaphorically or literally, just reflect on, as you come now to a time of harvesting, which of your plantings, which of the seeds that you put into the ground, or the plans that you put into place, which of them have gone well, and which of them have not been so well, not gone so well. And take that opportunity to really celebrate that which has gone well. Celebrate experimentation and doing things in the spirit of experimentation. What experiments can you celebrate? And how can you make some of these ideas really become practical or tangible, both at an individual level and at a collective community level? What creative breakthroughs have you had? Have you had spiritual breakthroughs? Technological breakthroughs? What have you had? And are there areas where you've been moving so quickly that you can't integrate the emotions that go along with that movement. And how do you integrate? What do you want to integrate? Celebrating what's come to fruition, what's ripened. Giving gratitude, being grateful. Sharing, that collective community. Maybe you've learned things that you can share with others, or maybe it's literally food that you can share that nourishes and helps others. And what do you need to let go of? It's an opportunity to let go, to release. Release that which is done with. And as we celebrate the first part of the year and what it has brought us, what do you need to do to prepare for the second half of the year? What do you now need to put in train that prepares you for the second half of the year, so that come the winter solstice, or the end of December into January, as you look back, as you review the year, what will the whole year look like because of choices and decisions that you made now, at this time? So what are you celebrating? What do you need to put in place? Where are the opportunities? And you may find that events move fast, very fast, faster than your conscious mind can process. And being accepting of that, because it's one of those things that you can't really control. What you can control is your reaction to it. So if you're finding that the world just seems to be so fast at the moment, what do you need to do, or how do you need to change your thinking so that you can be accepting of that, or so that you can integrate that in a way that makes it work for you rather than working against you? So in a moment, we're going to come back. So just take that moment to integrate anything you need to integrate, finish off anything you need to finish off. Plant not even the seed, but the thing that the energy that comes before the seed. Awaken the energy that comes before the seed of what you want to put into train for the rest of the year. And as you call all of that in, time to start to gather yourself up to come back into the here and now, coming back into the present. So just bring yourself back into the present, back into the here and now. as you come back into the here and now. Allow yourself to have a stretch and stand up. Have a little stretch. A wiggle, stretch. Back into the room. And the next of these that we will do, it won't be of these. The next moon meditation will be on, I think it's the 12th, and that's the time of the solar eclipse, when the moon covers up the sun. We won't see it fully in the UK, but we'll certainly get a good sense of it. If you want to see it fully, Spain or Iceland from the UK. And I will see you then, if not before. Hope you enjoyed this meditation. Take care, have a great weekend, and we'll catch up soon. And hopefully this live will actually work. We'll see. Okay, bye now.